Hello, boxing fans. Here we are one more time. So what we had Berto versus Victor Ortiz, yes, and it was a really good match, to be honest. It only lasted 4 rounds, but it was very good match. It was full of action, entertainment for us fans. I enjoyed the match, to be honest, even though I fell asleep on the last round. Berto got off the deck to stop Victor Ortiz in the fourth round and avenge his 2011 defeat in the welterweight rematch. First round, what we saw Victor Ortiz suffered a cut on his forehead with an accidental headbutt. A lot of blood coming from Victor Ortiz. He's known as a guy who doesn't exactly like pressing when things get tough or messy. Second round was good. Action started to pick up in the, right from the start in the second round. Ortiz with the quick left hand lands on Berto. Berto trying to back him up with the jab, but Ortiz left was doing the job in the second round. He was landing Berto down on a straight left hand. Ortiz was doing very well with his left hand in the first, I think 2 or 3 rounds. He was doing very well. By second, I was very impressed with Victor Ortiz. He's fighting through a bad cut and dropped Berto, right at the end of the second round with the straight left hand. I was very impressed, from Victor Ortiz, to be honest. Berto was having a hard time. He wasn't getting comfortable, in the fight because Victor Ortiz was right on him. Victor Ortiz wasn't giving him time to settle down. Victor Ortiz, he boxed effectively through the first 3+ rounds and seemed to be holding himself together before landing a perfect uppercut, that floored Victor Ortiz and it changed the whole fight. It was on a dime, to be honest. Berto then, pressed his advantage when Victor Ortiz rose from the mat, dropping him a second time near the rope just seconds later. Berto was like all over him then. It seemed like Victor Ortiz beat the count by a fraction of a second, but he didn't respond to Jack Reese. Jack Reese asked him if he wanted to continue, and he didn't say anything. He was quiet. He didn't know where he was, to be honest. I think from the look of it, if you have seen the fight, so what Jack Reese did the right thing. He stopped the fight. I think so far, that just proves you how quick Victor Ortiz, he quits when it gets hard for him. He likes to quit. No disrespect to Victor Ortiz. He was a great champion. I think he should stick to Dancing with the Stars. The movies. I think boxing is not the one for it. No, not the one for him. I think it's about time he should leave the sport and stick to something else. He's doing pretty good. With the movies, and he's young. He can make plenty of money in the movies now. Whereas Berto, I think he's gonna come back. Even though he's coming off a big loss against Floyd Mayweather, but he did what he had to do. He knocked him out. He avenged his loss. You need to realize rematch took 5 years into making. But I think Victor Ortiz is no longer there. I mean, that's not the Victor Ortiz of 2011 or 2010. This Victor Ortiz doesn't have a heart. He's more of a quitter. But we'll see what's next for Victor Ortiz. I would really say just leave the sport and do some moves and that. Whereas under Berto, I think he's still young. Let's see where he goes from here. But it was a great night for boxing. 4 rounds of action and a good start to uh, this month, May. Let's see, guys, what's next for boxing. We got great match coming up. Amir Khan versus Canelo. I'll be there. I'll be there watching it live, to be honest. And let me know, guys, what you think. Comment, subscribe, and peace.